Alright, again, welcome everybody. This is Forex Day by Day. It's a division of Forex in Español English version. Okay. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna analyze what the goal is doing and what we can expect for the future. All right. Before we start this analysis, we gotta go to the legal part, which is very important. Important. All right. Disclaimer and subscribe, people. These analyses are available for free. You don't spend one penny, but as you're going to see, I'm telling you right now, be prepared because I'm gonna blow your mind. This video will be down in about 3 days. So jump on it. It's absolutely free. And please give me a like so I can grow my channel um, for the future. All right. Okay, here we go. I do this in English and in Spanish. And the reason why I do that is I believe there is more people that speak Spanish than English. If you look at a world map, you will see that North America uh, is a portion. Okay, so and also my maternal language is Spanish. As you can see, this accent, you cannot hear this accent. You can actually see it. See how thick it is. Okay, all right, here we go. What I'm gonna show you guys is gonna blow your minds. Anything that I talk here is not new. Nothing is new under the sun, and that is real. I had a conversation with a friend of mine a few years back. He told me everything is already invented. I said, "What are you talking about, bro? We reached the end of invention? Get out of here." This is what I was thinking. All right. But I got to tell you, after seeing these things, what is the younger indicator that you know? The Mac is about 30 years, 50 years. All the oscillators are from stock market. It's not for forex or indices. In this case, it's the gold. It was not designed for that. All right. So we're using how you call prehistoric indicators to try to do this. We are heroes. I gotta tell you, I am amazed that we try to do this with the computer power we can afford. It's insane to me. Anyway, let's see. The point was nothing is new. I just using it differently. Well, not that different, but to find an executable. For example, I gonna frame this from the point of view. One of the angles is the point of view of Gann, W.D. Gann. He find the way to identify these points of support and resistance extremely accurate. But go out there and read book about that. It's filled with this mystery, and you go and you read and read, and you ended up like, what the hell is going on, man? Why is this so difficult if the market move up and down and that's it? What is me? This is my conspiracy theorist part. Is Bill, because when you see what I'm gonna show you here, you will say, why in the hell I did not learn this from the beginning? Why I'm messing around with all this other shit? Because they had to be sold something to you. You take any book. Look, I was working with my cousin. My cousin loved to do ships in bottle. No potato chip, but actual vessels, all right? And he put it inside bottles, okay? I said, yo, you better write a book about this, all right? Let's look a few books to have an idea more or less how to structure this. And he told me, yo, if you read this book, you're not going to do it. If you don't have this tool, and he showed me the tool, then he actually manufactured, he did it. Without this tool, it's virtually impossible for you to do this properly. And we pay for the book. All right? I try to do analogy of one thing or the other, another, because more or less everything move similar. All right? All the business has similar structure. They are specific because let's say you're gonna sell bagels. You have to study that bagel part of the bakery, how to produce it, how to sell it, what is it. So, but everything have a structure. Nothing is in the air. Everything affect everything. All these concepts put together. Okay. What happened in the market? This is not random. People, oh no, the market's random. That's BS. The market have what? Market structure. That statement is real. Impulse. We can actually see just by opening this. What happened with the gold here? Impulse, retracement. Did not cross this level. So at this point, this movement is projected to be to the downside. Just by looking at it, all right? Can you see it? Impulse, retracement. Now, how do we measure this? There are tools in place. Let's click one more so we can see a little closer. Also, look at the graphic from far away. If you're looking at the graphic at this level of amplification, you are blind to the rest of the structure. So you look at the graphic to the minimum expression, to the maximum expression, okay? So here we crystal clear see this, all right? In my opinion, without doing anything, the gold is going down. I can stop the video right now. Look how convinced I am. Unless this point remain in place, okay? Now, let's see it. I have a discussion with this guy about what is Fibonacci. Ha 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 ha. He said, yo, you are an asshole. How you use this? Impulse retracement. In the Fibonacci system, the most critical points are these two here. What is my thingy? Shape, rectangle. This level of resistance is very important. Very important. Second one is the golden radio. Okay, we see it right here. Now we have a third, which is the expansion. This level here, people, is the most amazing area in a chart. When the price get to this point, I will say more than 90% will bounce off from that. Okay. We see that gold is entering my selling area in the Fibonacci trading system. If this point is not breached, the direction of the movement established by analyzing impulse and retracement is to the downside. How far could this go? Watch this, people. We project it forward. How far could this go? Look at this level of support here. If this movement breach this point, which I believe is going to do, the next stop will be this area here. Look how much data we're extracting out of this structure here. Can you see this in here? Just by using one tool. And this asshole asked me, what is Fibonacci? Now, do I say that this is going to happen? No, nobody can say that with precision. Not in the level we are. Not with the resources we have. But I got to tell you something. This is not even what I'm going to talk about. Just by looking this graphic here, I can tell you this movement is going to the downside unless this point is breached. If this point is breached, the next level of resistance is here. And there is a lot of speculation that gold is going to go to 5,000. Well, 5,000 is way the hell up there. All right? I don't know. I don't believe that's going to happen. All right? So, first view, just by analyzing market structure, is telling me that this high level of probability that this move come to the downside. This is what I call it my terrestrial analysis, and this is gonna blow your mind. Okay, now W.D. Gann, he discovered a way to look at the market and a correlation between time and space. all right? 1 unit of time by 1 unit of space. When these two collide, we have a reversal. This is the theory based on Gann structure. Let's see it. Okay, let's bring this to zero. We have an idea that my terrestrial information is moving to the downside. Now, let's do beyond that template. We bring it back to Blanquita. Take this out of the way. By the way, these drawings are done in MT5 and it's valid for MT4 too. Let me take a sip of coffee here. Oh my God, I love coffee. Okay, what we're gonna use is a tool that is called Gann Grid. Let me show you. This software is absolutely free, and what it does, it calculates. Let me get out of here so we can see the whole thing. Can you see this? In Spanish, called transportador. It's a protractor. Can you see it here in the outside? Let me try to reduce this screen so you have a sense of what's happening here. Let me escape here and let me so you can see the actual protractor. Somehow, Gann calculation, he discovered that these particular angles, I already used this too. By the way, this is what I used to trade every day. That's why this area is green. You're going to see that for the reason for. What Gann discovered through his calculations, that these particular angles are the strongest area of support and resistance within any market. It doesn't matter what it is. All right? When the price hit this combination of space and angle, it formed very strong areas of support and resistance. That's all it tells you. Now, it also got an astral element in there because W.D. Gann, independently that he was a trader, he was also an astrologer. And the theory behind that is if my terrestrial calculations are telling me that I in a relevant point of support and resistance, what is the celestial information I get that back up that information? That was the mental setup for one of the systems that he used. All right. And this is what we're going to see now. We're going to see a version that we can actually use. I'm not talking to you about calculate. I'm talking about specific that you can use it next week. All right. And you will see that this thing is a bomb. All right. So we're going to work in base of this structure here. We're going to measure angles and we're going to project it into the NT5 that is valid to the NT4. I don't know any other platform. I had companies in another platform and I just copy my signal from the NT4 and NT5, in which my opinion is one of the most effective way to trade because you don't have to make 2 or 3 steps to do one action. In any other software, you have to do 2 or 3 steps to get one order in place. All right. And that bothers the hell out of me. But anyway, that's not the point. Let's work in here. So let's draw in this chart. This chart, as you can see, is not a square. It's a rectangular. So the angle here, for example, is not 45. This angle is about 23 degrees, maybe 30. All right? So if we draw the lines in here, we're going to be off. And if you are navigating and you are 5 degrees off your route, they will never find you. All right? They will never find you. And this is people are saying, "Oh, I use that lunar thing; it doesn't work." Yeah, because you don't know how to do it. You don't know. You don't have a methodology to do it. That's why it failed. Now watch this. What unit of time we're gonna use? In my other videos, I use a day. What I'm gonna show you now is a week on the time period. All right. Now, this tool, what it does, now let's bring this to I'm sorry about that. Short period separator. It will take me my time slot 1 day. Now let's do 5 days to see what happened. Okay. In my other videos, I show you how to do this. We measure the span or the gangrene on 1 day. Let's do a week of 6 days. For some reason, I don't know why, every 6 days we see the market doing something strange. Now, let's see it. If I don't see it, I don't believe it. Bottom line, gangrene. Let's take this and let's count. One, oops, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we have a grid of 6 days, people. Look how beautiful this is. Let's drag it down. We have a unit of time here. And horizontally, we have a unit of price. When these 2 points collide, my God, this is insane. Now, we have it in there. How do we center this on the chart? Let's remove the lines in the background so we can see much better. We look for a point of relevance. To me, this is a point of relevance within the context of this period of time, which is about a couple of months. Okay. So what do? We take a horizontal line. This is a point of relevance. High and low. Whoops. And what we do, we center this. What I mean center? Then the center of this vertex, all right, it goes right across the board. And you see that? What we done factually is projecting this to infinity and beyond, way back there. That's why the prediction position of Gann is insane. He can predict this point from this point. Okay? We can predict points in the future. We're going to see how to do that. Now, this is not enough for trade, but let's see what happened here. 1 unit of price is on the bottom. The price, but I mean, the time is moving horizontally. The price is moving vertical. Can you see it here? So this is moving a 45 degrees angle. 1 unit of price to 1 unit collide here. Look what happened. Buy. Boom. The price is moving. You continue to do 1 unit of price, 1 unit. This is insane, my dear friends. I'm not saying to take positions like that, but when you are a little bit of back testing in there, this is about 2 months, you can see, holy shit, man. All right? 1 unit of time, 1 unit of price, buy. Can you see this? My horizontal line are support and resistance, and the vertical line is my timeline, which is the most important part. All right? You can actually see 1 here, sell, here, buy. Can you freaking see this? If you say, Frank, this is pure coincidence, this is just bullshit, this is coincidence. All right, how many times something is a coincidence before it becomes what? Because before it becomes a statistical data, a real data. All right? How many times? So you have to ask that question before this become what? A pattern. I can see right now it's a pattern here. And it had to do with trading. I want to know this. And what I'm telling you right now, guys, this is insane. You can actually measure this. All right? This line, after they are in place, they do not freaking move. They are there. Unit of price, buy. Units of price, a unit of time. What do we see this? It's just the market stopped there, man. What? Can you see this? Can you see that the market is stopped in this line? Dead. Unit surprise, and look what happened here. Sale. I was actually in a video when I picked up this move last week. Look it up. I was sitting here because I was doing the videos late because I got tired or something. I sleep very little, people. This is what I do. This is what I do. I am a psychopath trader. All right. I will call myself the Minotauro of trading. Okay. Look at that shit. What? You don't want to know this? This to me blows my freaking mind. Amazing. Buy. So what we are right now, we already analyzed this. Impulse retracement did not blow away this level. This is bouncing on this line here. So the possibility, two things are going to happen here. Now let's analyze for the terrestrial angle. We have a solid resistance area here, right? And the area is not a line, it's a space, okay? So we have this space here. Based on what we already seen, these areas are very respectable. This is a solid area. So what's going to happen here, most likely, probably keep moving because this movement have energy, all right? This is Friday data. So there is a possibility that this price move into this area. And when that happen, people, there is zero doubt in my mind that this movement is going to drop like it's had. To where? To this level, when it was before. All right? Can you see how powerful this thing is? All right? Now, this is not all in this analysis, okay? Because we had to frame the trade in an operational space. What I did here is just to make a point that these are very respectable lines. And who the hell teach you that? They start talking about the tunnel to the air, and I go like, I don't want to know about no tunnel. I want to know if I can measure it with accuracy so I can make some moolah. That's why they're gonna take this video down. That's my conspiracy theory. Nobody's gonna take anything down. This is already done, people. Do you think there are guys drawing these lines up there? No, man. There are software that do this. Back testing, forward testing, future. This is just me playing around with the computer. All right. But actually, professional trading is done computer. Or you think those guys you see in television looking at the screen? Now the market is going down, and you see a bunch of assholes in the background looking at the screen. You think they're trading? Those guys are just customer service. None of those guys have the authority to execute traders. The only thing that execute traders in there are heavy duty computerized system. Then we, as a retail trader, we don't have access to it. Like I tell you, the younger oscillator you can buy is freaking 30 years old. Are you crazy? We are heroes and we can discover these things in here. All right. So what is the second element? We see now the second layer, we know that this is a relevant areas or resisting here. Okay. So let's frame this in a operational chart. The chart that you can actually going to use. We're gonna use two things here. We're gonna pair these heavy duty areas of support and resistance to a statistical tool that also is 1,000 years old, but it have a validity. It's called a standard deviation. That is a statistical tool. It's used in many fields. My wife is a lab technician. When she saw the standard deviation, oh, we use that because there is a type of blood that affect and produce this, and we can actually measure this by population, and we can determine this and this and that. It is a scientific measuring device. I'm concerned about measuring. If we can measure this accurate, people, we will have no problem making all the money we want to make. All right. That's why subscribe, guys. Subscribe. It's freaking free. You're not paying one penny because I'm tired of that bullshit. All right. You buy a book and you read the whole book, and at the end you go like, "What? What did I learn?" How many times I have a collection of electronic books because they are cheaper and I can read it in the computer. All right. And I go like, oh my God, what the hell? There is a guy that volatility, whatever, and he was Bollinger Band. I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna enter? What is all this? Incredible. All right. All right, let's keep going. Let's do our operational chart is 6 days. Okay. I expanded to 7 a little bit, which is 1 week. Let's bring it. I have it here. Where is it? Right here. Weekly chart is the operational chart. What do we see? High and low. Now, this tool will adapt to the new level because it's measuring, it's adapting to the new level. So this line will move, but Gann lines are steady. You draw this line here. This is not going to move, people. Capito? This is not going to move. This will move because it's adapting to the movement here. Now, how much? Not too much. Okay. So what do? We create a space, a statistical space. Weekly, 2.6. But we measure this as 0 degree. Standard deviation, 2.6. 168 candles is 7 days. Can you see this? Look what this Gann line is. What? Are you kidding me? 3.6. Now we have a frame of operation here. What else I want to know? A larger time frame. So we use monthly. Why monthly? There is a change, people. Every 29.5 days, there is a change that we have to be aware. All right? We're going to see that a little later. Monthly. Same thing. 1.6. White lines. You see what I'm talking about? Now, terrestrial calculation are telling me, yo, put attention because this area is heavy duty. Okay? Weekly, 2.6. Standard deviation. Oh, wait a minute. Did I put this 2.6? Oh, it's too high, maybe. Oh, no, I did a mistake here. Let's do it again. Monthly, 2.6. There we go. And monthly. Now we have a frame that we can work. All right. Now we can use Gann levels. Look at this line. What? Do you think this is coincidence, people? No, this is a pattern. All right. So we see the price actually responding, and you see this toing responded. So what do you think is going to happen here? What I just described. There is a possibility that this movement get to this level, and when that is complete, when that cycle is complete, we're going to talk about cycles later, this baby is going down. The other thing that could happen is that immediately as it opened, drop. I was here making a video. Look it up when this happened in the gold. I was sitting here. You cannot see it now, but there's a gap here of the jump at the goal. I was sitting down here because I was doing a video about gold, and I sitting here and I didn't realize that the market opened at 5 o'clock and at 6 o'clock, and this thing boom. I go like, oh yeah, baby, me like it. This complete movement, I nail it. I already have an advanced concept that the price is gonna move up somewhere up here. Okay, because I use my Fibonacci tool, my terrestrial measurement of this movement. I also know this. This is a relevant area of resistance. Broke it here. And now we are up here, people. What do you think is going to happen? Right? So now we pairing terrestrial calculation to celestial calculation. According to Gann, oh, that's my friend calling me already. This guy's going insane measuring. We have big arguments because Spanish people is very emotional. And we like, oh, get the fuck out of here. Well, that's not true. So this is not in the air, people. They have layers of shit going on in here. All right. Now, let's see. Oh, what Gann tells me about this area here. Let's bring up the software we saw earlier. Now we need to get closer. Let's do a couple of clicks here. 1, 2, 3. And let's escape this so we can see this more clearly. Escape. Okay, don't want to cooperate. Okay, right here. Okay, here we go. As I told you, he calculated these angles are the most relevant angles in any market. They are 45 degrees, 180 degrees, 90 degrees, okay? And the correlated below, which is 200 and something, whatever, okay? The gray area is the strongest area of support and resistance. That is the terrestrial calculation. It's based, I had to be careful how I pronounce this, a spiral calculation. A spiral calculation go like this. I don't know what the elements of the calculations are, but this is what I know. It's span outwards in this way, okay? I said the other day, a spider calculation. A friend of mine called me, yo, what are the legs of the spider falling? I said, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, I heard you in the video said a spider. I said, no, a spiral. Sorry about pardon my French, okay? Let's get some coffee going here. Mamacita, this is good. Okay, what do we see here? All these days are relevant, people. Can you see that? January 1, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days that fall within the strongest point of support and resistance. What do we see here? Let's drop it. Let's bring those points in. Vertical line. Let's see. What is number 1? January 2, right? January 2. Boom! This is blowing my mind, mate. What is hitting my weekly operational point? This is what I saw the other day in the video. You see this support here? This will not move. This will not move. And it happened to be my weekly support area. And also, let's look at the celestial part of this. Here, what is the position of the moon? Full moon. And what the technique says, full moon, near support, buy, blindly, buy. So what do we do in our system of horizontal lines? We buy here, a stop loss here. We buy here again, a stop loss here. If the movement not happen in this amplitude, something is out of place in the market. This happened when we took the big long trend on gold. Something is out of place. The dollar is dropping. Some other things is out of place. But normally, the market is bouncing within determined range. Everybody knows that. Very few times we have this amazing trend here. Can you see this? Okay. So we see new moon, near support, buy. Now, what is the other day? From the 2, we had 2. Let's do it one by one. 2, January 5, second one. Insert object, vertical line, January 5. January 5. Boom. Is this a coincidence? I don't think so, people. Watch this now. 5, 6, 7, 8. Insert object. 7, 6. 6, 6, 7, 7. What? Insert object. What is Monday? 6, 7, 8. Monday is the 12th. Boom. Over here, do we have the 12? 8, 9, 12. 12 is 90 degrees. 13 is 45 degrees. These are walls, okay? And what do we see here? Now you will say, oh, Frank, it doesn't match in here. Yeah, because these are different time. This is like December 26th at 6:30. These are at 0 time, all right? But nevertheless, it's telling me that this area is a massive area of support or resistance. In this case, is resistant. So the astral plane is telling me that this area here is very relevant. All right, we have to put attention when this happening, and we already see it responding. It respond here. It respond here. We see the movement to the downside, and now it came back to this area. So what do you think is going to happen? It's going to come down. So the goal, in my opinion, next week is going to drop like it's at, probably to this level. All right. Now let me show you another astral calculation. If this is true for the moon, is true for any other planet in the solar system. Now, you can see what I did with extrapolate these numbers into this area. Can you see it? And I use the strongest aspects in here. In that way, I pretty much extrapolate Gann into the solar system. Let's see it. I'm blowing your mind about right now. It's called aspects. And this aspect align with degrees. A square, 90 degrees. Opposition, 180 degrees. And the other one is semi-square, 45 degrees. The same angles that Gann used in the square of 9, okay? Now, I started to learn how to read this. There is a technique in this that when the planets cross this point, because by the way, this is following. Yeah, it's following the position of the planets minute by minute. As we are right now is January 10th. This is the position of the planets and the alignment that is in place. Look at this. This is 90 degrees here. There is alignment with the moon. There is opposition here. And you see all these planets together. This is conjunction, opposition, all that. These have a meaning that I don't know yet. But I can tell you right now, these formations here, or the angles, is telling me that this area is very relevant. Why in the world I don't gonna look at this from this angle? Now I need to read a little more because it's more precise than that. I'm just seeing it at this point from the genetic point of view. When the planets move from one house to another, which is this space here, what a house means, I don't know. And pretty much I don't care. If I see this moving above this one, this Martian guy here, what is this? Mercury? I had to look because I don't know. What is it? The Martian guy is, yeah, Mercury. If Mercury cross from this aspect to this back, counterclockwise, means something. I don't know that yet. I'm looking at a very genetic. All right. Why? Because the angles. I believe in the angles. Angles are relevant in any science. I work in industrial refrigeration for many years. If you do the wrong calculation of elbows in a refrigeration system, you're going to have a problem that will drive you crazy because you're going to create extra turbulence within the pipe, and that drop the pressure. You do amazing amount of disaster within the uh, refrigeration system. If you're calculating the air condition, central air condition, in my time we use air ducts. Now they have a split units. It's different. If you mess up the angle of approach of this massive amount of air, you're going to cross again major turbulence, and that translates in different rate of the movement through the bends as you see expand. You will have different amount of pressure going across the board, and the amount of noise you're going to create is out of this world. All right. Same thing happened with water. I got my brother-in-law. He bought a brand new house, and you open the faucet and the whole house will tremble. It's like, what the fuck is happening here? That is mixed calculation of piping, okay? So I believe angles are relevant in any science. In any science. BA, what does that mean? BA. There's an angle in there. There's a specific angle. All right. So I don't know this too much, but I can see the formations are very angular. All right. This is telling me in my head that this is a very relevant point of resisting. I had done with this system about maybe 30 trades. And let me tell you something, this is insane. It's blowing my mind. All right. So as you can see, the type of analysis we do is very thorough. And our basic system, we call it the three-dimensional system. Why? Because we use time, space, and volume. To do that, we bring up here our baby. Then everybody swear by this. It's called, I'm sorry, what? It's our volume profile. Oh boy. Now, what do we do? 1 month. I wish I could do it 1 year, but I don't have power to do that. All right, let's see it. Look how long it will take for the computer to generate it. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. What a coin kitty. Look at my Gann line here. So how you read this? Impulse, retracement, higher volume, lower volume. This create a zone of resistance or support. In this guy is resisting. Can you see it? So we verify by volume that this area here is insane. Okay? So we have time, space, volume, and on top of that, we do celestial calculation with the vertical line and time. I don't know what else to do, people. That's why I tell you guys subscribe, because I'm going to be on top of this. I do this analysis in English and in Spanish. It's very taxing because these two languages are in reverse. It would be easy. It was Italian and Spanish or French and Spanish. We had the same orientation. But now I think in English and Spanish, and it drives me a little nuts. I sound like Ricky Ricardo. Sometimes I'm talking to my wife in Spanish, and I don't even know I'm talking in Spanish. She keep looking at me like, "What the hell are you talking about?" But it's okay. It's worth it. Okay. I already did the Spanish version. You can check it out if you learn know Spanish. This is the English version. My conclusion, based on what I see, is there is a high percentage of probability that the gold is gonna move down. Don't miss the next video. We're gonna analyze the Nasdaq and the DAX. If I can do it from here to is what 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:15 to 12. Then I take a walk, buy some empanadas, and come back. All right, again. Enjoy the weekend. And please subscribe. As you can see, this is very relevant. This is very relevant strategy. And you can see it every week we do this analysis. All right. I used to do it every day, but then I was sucking air doing this. All right. All right, again. See you guys around. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a like so we can grow the channel. See ya.